Hello. Adilola Shokoya here. You guys, welcome to another week of market analysis. So we're going to be starting with the this big news, the big Fed rate cut. That happened that was on Wednesday. The Wednesday that just went by last week. I mean, if you've been following me on this channel and you've been you know, be consistently, watching this weekly analysis, you would have noticed that we've been talking about this Fed rate cut for since God knows when, and then it finally happened on Wednesday, and then what you will notice is that, like I've been saying, we are expecting 25 basis point, and that's exactly what happened. So if I go to the DXY, let's go check the dollar index. On Wednesday, you can see this candle that formed. So we saw price deep, came all the way down after that news was released. Price, did this and dropped all the way to this side, formed the bottom around 96.2. And then, by the close of the day that day, we pull back, right? Because, of course, because there's a lot of anticipation for this rate cut. And because of that, we've been having price pull, crash to the downside. That's for DXY. Why? Because for months there's been call for reduction in the Federal Reserve interest rate, and because of that, price has been dipping for DXY. The dollar has been very weak. You've been following. I mean, you've been following us. You will notice that we've been talking about the fact that dollar has been very, as you can see. Every time the dollar make it onto the upside, it crashes again, as you can see. From here crashes, it goes back and then crashes again. So that trend has been continuing. We'll be having lower low and lower high. Yes, we're having lower high and lower low. Price has been dipping has been crashing to the downside because of that anticipation for that rate reduction. And the truth is, going forward, I expect the dollar to keep dipping. Why? Because the Federal Reserve Chairman also announces on that day that there is a possibility of reduction in rate for the rest of the year. And we're having two FOMC meetings coming up. One is coming up next month in October. The anticipation is that there's all likelihood that they are going to cut rate again. And also the one that we having, I think that will be in December or November. I'm not sure of the particular month. So we have two more to go, two more rates decision to go. So we are likely to see price. Because of that, we are likely to see the dollar, pull back, crashes further. I'm anticipating that we are likely to see price come further down to 94.7 if we take out 96.2. Now, on this channel, I always talk about technical and fundamental analysis. Like I always mention, the two work together. So it's very important as a technical analysis trader, to also try and understand what is going on, around the world, especially as it pertains to the US dollar and other major assets like gold and every other thing, inflation and whatnot. That's why you need to keep yourself abreast, of the news. Having said that, let's check the reaction of other assets, to what the dollar has been doing. If you look at what gold has been doing, gold has been on a tear. Gold has been on a tear. I mean, we've been on a tear for so long. As you can see, we've been moving to the upside. And last week, I made mention of the fact that I was hoping that we come to this low, but price, refused to really come here. And going forward, I'm just, standing by my assertion on gold. I'm expecting, because of the way dollar is weak and the rate the Federal Reserve, has promised to reduce the interest rate. I expect, gold to keep going to the upside. Why? Because every time you reduce the interest rate on any currency, price that currency weakens, and that's why I said the dollar is, tend to still keep, reducing, keep going down. And there's all probability most times, especially for the Federal Reserve, when they reduce interest rate, the next thing you begin to see is that they start printing money. And gold as an asset, always move in the opposite direction of the dollar. One, the secondly, anytime there's a massive printing of money, you What that means is that we have cheap money, right? There's cheap dollars, and investors, go out to uh, take that dollar to buy more gold. So because of that, I'm expecting gold to keep, pushing the upside. But as a trader, as a technical trader, I'm expecting price to at least pull back a little bit before we continue to the upside. You don't want to, like I always mention on this channel, because we know that price of a particular commodity or an asset is going to the upside. You don't just want to start buying, especially at this major resistance level. You want to wait for price to pull back from support like this and then keep continuing to the upside. So I'm praying that we have that pullback and go so that I can join this movement. So that's my assertion on gold. For Bitcoin, let's see what Bitcoin has been. Also, although Bitcoin hasn't really come all the way to 123,000, but we've been bullish so far. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, as long as the Federal Reserve, like I mentioned, as long as they keep cutting interest rate. I expect price for Bitcoin to keep pushing to the upside. I expect that price to keep going up for Bitcoin and every other major crypto like Ethereum, Solana, and what have you. So, but the question is, how do you join that uptrend? Like I mentioned, you want to wait for price to pull back a little bit before you join that trend. If you look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, as you can see on my chart, you see that Bitcoin has been super bullish. I mean, for weeks, we'll be on the upside. So as a trend trader, you don't want to, like I always mention, for Bitcoin and gold, the past couple of months, I don't try to pick the top. I just try to wait and see a good support from buy price before I jump on a buy. All right, I will say that let's see what pounds has been doing. Pounds has been pulling back. I think we had a news on pounds on Thursday that wasn't so good for, I think, inflation report. And so we have this pullback on the weekly time frame. I'm expecting price to keep pulling back for pounds, even though the Federal Reserve is going to reduce interest rate. At least that's still going to be next month. But because of the inflation rate in the UK and the economy of the UK not being so has not been doing very well for the past couple of months, the pounds has really investors that people have been traders have been selling off pounds. So I also expect price to keep pushing down to the downside. If you go to the 4 hour time frame for pounds, I'll be waiting for price to breach this counter trend line. If I see a breach of this counter trend line, um, if I see something like this and I see price test it, I'll be selling from here and following that rate. Or if I see, how we do it on this channel. If I see price pullback, I'll be looking for opportunity to sell pounds. I think I'm not sure if it was pounds. I'm gonna check. Maybe I'll check. If it was pounds that I dropped the signal for sale, that was last week. And if you've been around on our Telegram channel, you notice I always drop signals as well. If you have not joined us, that reminds me. If you have not joined us on our Telegram channel, I'll be dropping a Telegram link below this video. Ensure you do so. Ensure you join us. So having said that, let's check what Euro USD has been. Euro USD also, we've been seeing after that interest rate reduction, price actually came all the way to uh that's 1.19, and price has not touched 1.19 since 2021. That's 4 years ago. So we saw a lot of profit taking, and that's why we have price pullback. And I'm expecting that momentum to continue if we break this counter trend line. Pardon me. I expect price to continue. As you can see, I've already marked out 1.15. I expect price to do this to come to this zone. But of course, if you're a technical trader and you have been watching me, like I always say, price don't move in a straight line. So you expect price to break out from here and pull back, and then look for a selling opportunity around it. I'll be dropping more trade signals on Euro USD and every other currency in the Telegram channel. So if you have not joined us, this is a free Telegram channel. I'll be dropping the link below this video. Ensure you do so. We have over 1,000 people on that channel. All right, I'm expecting if this is your first time, make sure you join us. And also, if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so. All right, moving on. So let's check JPYs. I think I have some of the JPYs, yeah, like GJ pounds JPY. We saw a lot of pullback for pounds JPY. I think I dropped this on the group, on the Telegram group last week, this sell off, and also for EURUSD I also posted it on the Telegram channel, this pullback. So I'll also be looking as long as we have this resistance around 201 holding, I'll be looking for opportunity to keep selling pounds JPY. If I see that, but if I see price pull back a little bit, then I'll be jumping on a sell for pounds JPY. Same thing with Euro JPY. For me, Euro JPY even looks it looks very, very like this reversal pattern, because if you look at the weekly time frame, we are actually very near the all-time high for Euro JPY, around 175.43. So price is dancing around that area. So this week I'll be looking for, if I see price come to this zone and there's a rejection, all I need to do is to go back to the lower time frame, 4 hour time frame, and 1 hour time frame to see how price reject around 174. If there's a break of 174, I'll be looking for rejection around 175 before I jump on a sell. But I will not be buying around it. I don't like I always mention, on this channel, don't buy around major resistance, or major all-time high. You want to wait for price to pull back before you shoot. All right. So having said that, let's check indices. I quickly want to go through indices. I don't want this video to be too long. Stocks, historically, stocks, has been known to move to the upside anytime the Federal Reserve cut interest rate, and that's why you saw that since Wednesday. This is the Wednesday candle. We have price pullback, it is support, and then we continue to the upside. I don't know how the way the Nas one on Nasdaq has been moving. This year it has been crazy. We had this crash in this was in I think this was in March. Yes, we have this crash in March, and ever since we from bottom, price has been pushing to the upside. So, and then you will notice that what you will see is that anytime we have a pullback, we form a bottom, we keep pushing to the upside. All right, so hopefully we are going to have a pullback, so that is so that we can join the move. I think I joined the move around this area for Nasdaq 100. I came out around this zone, and I've not entered since then. So I'm expecting price. If I see a pullback, I'll be very happy to join this uptrend. Why? Because of two things, like I mentioned at the beginning, two things: interest rate reduction and money printing. So they happen almost simultaneously. Anytime the Federal Reserve cut interest rate, they want to make money available for manufacturers, for businesses to borrow at a lower rate. So what they normally do is they go ahead and print more money, so that businesses can go ahead and borrow money at a lower rate, so that way they'll be able to stimulate the economy. All right. So having said that, I think I'll be calling it a day here. For more of analysis for this channel, ensure you subscribe. Also, ensure you join our Telegram group. It's free Telegram group, like I mentioned, where we post signals. You can ask me questions. You can chat me up. All right. So thank you so much for today. Have a beautiful, beautiful trading week. Bye.